Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I will be filming the town of Maierà here in Calabria, another little hill town that is part of the Riviera dei Cedri. I will be handing over information as usual of healthcare, transport and whatever cool you can find in this town. The views are stunning from here and it's a quiet hill town, so come along with me and let's discover it together. What if I told you there's a tiny village in southern Italy where ancient monks once lived in caves, where rival lovers sparked a legend that divided two towns, and where you can visit the only museum in the world dedicated entirely to chili peppers? Today we're exploring Maierà, a hidden medieval village perched high above the Tyrrhenian Sea, where every narrow alley and ancient stone hides a story. Perched on a rocky hillside in Calabria's Riviera dei Cedri, this small village rises about 360 meters above sea level, overlooking the peaceful valley carved by the Vacuta stream. From here, the landscape stretches out in every direction, rolling hills, distant mountains and glimpses of the shimmering sea only a few kilometers away. Maierà is often described as a village on the rock, and as soon as you begin walking through its historic streets, you understand why. Houses cling to the hillside, narrow stone alleys twist and climb between ancient buildings, and every corner opens to another view of the surrounding countryside. With just over 1,000 inhabitants, life here moves at a slower rhythm. The people of the village, known as Maieraioti, live in a community surrounded by nature and history. The municipality covers almost 18 square kilometers, stretching from low coastal elevations to mountain peaks that rise more than 1,000 meters high. Scattered throughout this territory are numerous small districts and hamlets, each one part of the wider story of Maierà. The historic center sits at the base of Mount Carpinoso, facing the nearby town of Grisolia. Between the two villages lies a dramatic landscape known as the Valley of the Mills. Today, it's a peaceful hiking route, but centuries ago this valley was filled with activity. Stone mills once lined the stream below, grinding grain for the surrounding communities. Their ruins still stand along the trail, silent reminders of a time when water and stone powered the local economy. The path itself is an adventure. Starting from Maierà, it descends the mountainside along a dirt track before reaching the riverbed below. After crossing the valley floor, the trail climbs the opposite slope toward Grisolia. Along the way, hikers are rewarded with breathtaking views of the valley and even glimpses of the Tyrrhenian Sea appearing between the mountains. On May 29, 2025, a key meeting was held at the Regional Tourism Department to advance plans for what could become the longest Tibetan bridge of its kind in the world, connecting the towns of Maierà and Grisolia along Calabria's Riviera dei Cedri. Supported by several neighboring municipalities and the province of Cosenza, the bridge will be part of the redevelopment of the Valley of the Mills and the restoration of the historic pilgrimage path dedicated to Saint Rocco of Montpellier. The initiative aims to boost tourism and promote sustainable year-round travel in line with the regional development strategy. Welcome to Maierà. Just at the entrance of the town, you'll find restaurant, pizzeria, bakery Belvedere. Well known for its excellent pizza made with high-quality ingredients, delicious flavor combinations, and perfectly baked dough. It's a highly recommended stop where you can enjoy local specialties such as the Maierà pizza, along with traditional dishes including fresh pasta, gnocchi, and a variety of homemade appetizers.
From here, you can begin to enjoy the spectacular views of the sea and mountains before continuing your walk through the historic center. Here I am in Piazza Croce, the town's main meeting point, where benches invite you to sit down, relax and admire the beautiful surrounding views. Piazza Croce also holds the War Memorial that honors the soldiers who gave their lives in the world wars, reminding us of courage, sacrifice and the history that shapes the community. But the story of Maierà goes much deeper than its landscapes. Long before the village existed, the territory was already home to a different kind of community. In the San Domenico district, a group of fascinating cavities known as the Grottos of San Domenico reveal some of the earliest traces of human presence here. These caves, partly shaped by nature and partly carved by human hands, became the refuge of Brazilian monks who arrived from the east between the 6th and 7th centuries. Seeking isolation and spiritual contemplation, these monks settled among the rocks and hills of the region. These caves serve not only as places of prayer and shelter, but also as burial sites. In fact, the nearby locality of Zabarella takes its name from the Greek word taktou, meaning to bury or to perform funeral rites, a reminder that this area once functioned as a necropolis during the Brazilian era. Historical records from the 11th century describe how inhabitants from coastal areas moved inland, building homes around a castle that once stood on the hill. From this nucleus, the village of Maierà began to take shape. The first known feudal lord of the town appears in documents from the year 1152. His name was Roberto, and he held the title of Baron of Maierà. From that point forward, the village passed through the hands of several noble families. This building on my right side is Hotel Palazzo Bruni in Maierà, a historic residence built between the late 1600s and early 1700s. Originally the Bruni family's mansion, it was later renovated and transformed into a hotel. Despite the passing centuries, Maierà has remained deeply connected to its traditions. Walking through the historic center today, visitors encounter not only ancient buildings but also a vibrant artistic spirit. Murals, sculptures and ceramic installations decorate the narrow streets, transforming the village into an open-air gallery. Among the artists who have contributed to this creative atmosphere is Angelo Aligia, whose works help bring color and imagination to the stone walls of this town. This artistic energy continues through projects aimed at reviving traditional craftsmanship, especially ceramics and terracotta. From here, you can enjoy breathtaking views of the mountains and the town of Grisolia perched atop the hill. Two medieval villages physically separated by the deep Vallata dei Mulini, through which the Vacuta stream flows. The Vallata dei Mulini was historically named for the many stone mills whose remains are still visible today. But perhaps the most surprising attraction in Maierà is something you might not expect to find in a medieval village. Inside the historic Palazzo Patrizio and closely connected with the Ducal Palace, there is a museum entirely dedicated to one ingredient, the chili pepper. The Chili Pepper Museum was established in 2002 thanks to the initiative of the Italian Chili Pepper Academy, led by Professor Enzo Monaco, together with the support of the local municipal administration. This unusual museum explores the history and cultural significance of chili peppers across the world. Visitors are guided through 4 thematic sections that reveal how this fiery plant traveled across continents and eventually became an essential part of Calabrian cuisine. One section, known as chili pepper roots, traces the global journeys of the spice through maps, historical records, drawings, and photographs. Another section focuses on the plant itself, showcasing the many varieties cultivated around the world along with sauces, aromatic blends, and culinary products derived from them. A third area displays everyday objects inspired by chili peppers, from cups and glasses to decorative items collected from different cultures. The final section explores the role of chili peppers in art, communication, and advertising. Among the museum's most fascinating pieces is a lithograph created by the renowned Italian artist Renato Guttuso, depicting the world's hottest chili pepper originally from Mexico. Another rare treasure is an illustration of a chili pepper taken from a 16th century cookbook discovered in Frankfurt, proving that the plant had culinary and medicinal uses centuries ago. Unfortunately, the museum is closed today, but I highly recommend visiting to experience the rich history, stunning views, and unique charm of this remarkable place. Maierà's historic center is known for its spontaneous medieval architecture, typical of many rural hill towns in Calabria, where buildings were constructed gradually over centuries, adapting naturally to the steep terrain. As you walk through the village, one of the most distinctive architectural elements you'll notice are the stone arches. These arches were not only decorative, but also highly functional. Many of them were built to support the houses above, creating narrow passageways that connect different parts of the historic center. The urban layout of Maierà is made up of winding alleys and small corridors that follow the natural shape of the hillside. In these tight spaces, the arches help reinforce the structures while also linking homes and courtyards together. Some arches act as entrances to old rural houses, while others create atmospheric underpasses that guide you through the village. Most of these arches were built using local stone collected directly from the surrounding area. This reflects a traditional rural architecture where builders relied on materials available in the local landscape. During the 13th century, the Maierà family governed the territory and oversaw the construction of one of the most important buildings in the village, the Church of Santa Maria del Piano. This church still stands today as the Mother Church of Maierà. Located near the Ducal Palace, it has served as the spiritual heart of the community for centuries. Its original structure dates back to the second half of the 13th century, though the building has been modified and expanded many times. In 1534, Alfonso di Loria ordered significant architectural improvements, enlarging the church and enhancing its appearance. Further renovations followed in 1582, when the flooring was renewed, and again in 1711 with the construction of a new roof. Inside, the church has a single nave that leads the eye toward a stone-high altar. One of the most treasured works here is a wooden statue of the Virgin of the Piano, created in 1701 and still deeply revered by the local community. And like many ancient villages, Maierà also carries its share of legends. One of the most beloved stories explains the relationship between Maierà and its neighboring town, Grisolia. According to local folklore, the two communities were once closer, but a conflict arose between two young men, one from each village, who had both fallen in love with the same woman from Grisolia. Their rivalry grew so intense that, as the legend goes, divine intervention separated the two towns in order to restore peace. Even the name Maierà remains a mystery. Some scholars believe it comes from the Hebrew word mara, meaning cave, referencing the many natural cavities found throughout the territory. Others trace the name to the Greek word makairos, meaning knife maker. This interpretation is supported by a manuscript written in 1750 by Francesco Antonio Vanni, a native of the village and notary to Count Spinelli of Scalea. In his writings, he described the inhabitants of Maierà as men as impetuous as knives. Throughout the territory of Maierà, other religious structures tell stories of earlier centuries. The Church of San Pietro, for example, was once connected to the ancient Basilian Abbey of San Pietro a Carbonara, considered one of the oldest monastic institutions along the Tyrrhenian coast of the province of Cosenza. Inside this modest church, visitors can still see a wooden altar and a crucifix crafted by a local artisan. Other places of worship have not survived so completely. Another church dedicated to San Sebastiano once stood here as well. Today, however, no visible trace of its remains. As centuries passed, Maierà continued to change under the rule of different noble families. In 1329, the feudal lordship came into the hands of Ruggero Sandiase, Lord of Verbicaro, through his marriage to Costanza Isabella Sangineto, the Lady of Maierà. Later, during the 16th century, the Loria family rose to power. They built the ducal palace and further expanded the church of Santa Maria del Piano, leaving a lasting mark on the village's architecture. After them, control passed to the Perrone family and later to the Guerra family. In 1666, Francesco Carafa acquired the territory and elevated Maierà to the status of a duchy. The final feudal rulers were the Catalano Gonzaga family, who governed until 1806. The Napoleonic period also brought dramatic events nearby. In 1808, French troops commanded by General Massena destroyed the settlement of Cirella. A few years later, in 1811, the territory of Cirella was incorporated into the municipality of Maierà. This arrangement lasted until 1876, when Cirella separated and became part of the municipality of Diamante. Not far away stands another historic residence known as Palazzo Biondi. Built using traditional tough masonry and mortar, the building spreads across 3 irregular levels, 2 of them partially underground, arranged around a spacious courtyard with panoramic views. Its architecture reflects the practical elegance typical of historic Calabrian homes. The plaque reads Place of Memory, which housed the Carabinieri barracks from 1925 to approximately 1960. Walking through the historic center of Maierà feels like stepping into another time. The narrow alleys carved between ancient stone houses create a unique and fascinating atmosphere. Some passages are so narrow that only one person can walk through at a time, and as you move along them, every turn reveals small details of village life and centuries of history. Maierà is built directly on large natural rock formations. Many of the houses rest on these solid rocks which have shaped the structure of the historic center itself. This gives the village a dramatic appearance, with buildings rising naturally from the stone beneath them. As you explore the alleys, you will also discover different viewpoints and small openings that offer beautiful views of the surrounding landscape. From several points in the village, you can admire the mountains, the valley below, and nearby hilltop towns, creating a scenery that changes with the light throughout the day. Despite its peaceful and traditional character, Maierà is still connected to the surrounding area. It takes about 7 minutes by car to reach the State Road 18, the main coastal road that connects the towns along this part of Calabria. Buses do travel to Maierà, especially more frequently during the summer months, but having a car is generally more convenient for moving around the area. Within the historic center, you can find essential services including a bakery, a small supermarket, a restaurant and pizzeria, and a post office. For additional shops, services, and larger facilities, you can easily reach the area along the State Road 18. The closest hospital is located in Belvedere, Marittimo, about 23 minutes away, while additional medical facilities can be found in the nearby town of Diamante. A short distance outside the historic center stands another important place of worship, the Church of the Madonna del Carmine. Though smaller in size, this sanctuary holds enormous significance for the people of Maierà. Every year on July 16th, pilgrims gather here to celebrate the feast of the Madonna del Carmine, the patron saint of the village. During this day, the quiet streets come alive with devotion, tradition, and celebration. Near the church, visitors can also find the remains of a Lombard arch, another small but meaningful fragment of the village's layered history. Within the village cemetery stands yet another historic structure, the Church of Santa Maria del Casale. Its simple single-nave design dates back to the Norman period, reflecting architectural influences that shaped southern Italy during the Middle Ages. Instead, just facing the village cemetery is the Church of San Giacomo that now exists only as a few ruins, with its perimeter walls and a niche dedicated to the saint still visible. These remains testify to the presence of Basilian monks in the area many centuries ago. And now I'm heading to one of the most famous and beloved restaurants in Maierà, Ristorante Aligia. Ristorante Aligia, located in Maierà in Contrada Magrio, is one of the historic culinary destinations of the Riviera dei Cedri. This special place combines Calabrian gastronomic tradition with the artistic vision of its owner, Angelo Aligia. His artistic work often uses natural materials such as stone and olive wood, and this creative spirit is reflected throughout the restaurant itself. The atmosphere feels warm, rustic, and welcoming, surrounded by the green hills of Maierà with beautiful panoramic views that stretch all the way to the sea. The restaurant features both indoor spaces and a garden area, creating an environment that is stylish yet comfortable often chosen for special occasions and memorable evenings. The cuisine is deeply connected to the local territory and to the seasonal ingredients. One of the highlights of the menu is the grilled meat, prepared over an open flame to enhance its natural flavors. Among the most popular dishes is the house appetizer, a generous selection of traditional Calabrian cured meats, cheeses, and vegetables preserved in oil. The first courses celebrate regional pasta traditions including lagane with chickpeas, fusilli alla caprara, and pappardelle with wild boar sauce. One of the restaurant's signature specialties is the Angus tagliata served with caciocavallo cheese and spicy nduja, a dish that perfectly represents the bold and authentic flavors of Calabria. I've added some pictures of the delicious food, so don't miss this restaurant when you come to visit. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content coming soon. I'm based in Calabria and I can help you with relocating, dealing with bureaucracy, buying a property and much more. You don't have to figure it out alone. Contact me for a free consultation at my email or website. And thanks for watching.